Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's going on? It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, in the REKAP studios. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Go to one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. You know what to do. You're hungry. You haven't eaten. You go order it out, Hooters.com. Put your order in. They'll deliver it straight to your house, straight to your office. You can slide by, pick it up on the way home if you don't feel like cooking tonight. Appreciate the partnership with Hooters. How about the Bulls last night? I know Breck Bears out there talking a little trash on the old text thread last night. 15-point underdogs, and the Bulls win outright. Unbelievable. You got to give them a lot of credit. Really well coached basketball team, and a team from an effort standpoint that gives it to you every single night. I mean, I'm not saying the Bulls are a top 5 team in the East, but I'm telling you, they play hard. Even when they lose a double overtime thriller in Utah the night before, get in late, you got to give it to the Bulls, who have not been under 500 all season long. That's 13 games. And then a couple of fun things. ESPN ranks Ben Johnson first in best offseason coaching hires. I think Mike Vrabel and Patriots fans would like to say, hold my beer. But I don't think the Patriots had a culture problem like the Bears did. And Ben Johnson's lived up to the hype. I think there's been a lot more naysayers out there about Caleb Williams. You know who you are, and I'm sure there's some in the chat than there have been about Drake May. So we'll see where it goes. The Bears do have the toughest schedule remaining in the NFL. Bears also ranked 12th, I believe, in the latest power rankings from ESPN. Landon, what's going on? Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport say no surgery for Aaron Rodgers' left wrist. Doctors still need to clear him. In other words, he's 100% playing. You know, I hope so. I actually count me in for hoping he plays. But if he beats our ass with a broken left wrist, be ready for both sides of it. Be ready for both sides. I heard Mike Tomlin say today it's about pain management. Well, Aaron Rodgers and pain management have always been hand in hand. That guy's a tough dude. Period. Rick, what's going on? I hope Rodgers plays. We'll see if he still, quote, owns the Bears. Well, if he beats them with a broken wrist, you better be prepared to handle what he's going to say. I'm all for Aaron Rodgers playing against the Bears. Count me in for that. Eric, I would say Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel are the two best coaching hires in the NFL right now. In my opinion, they have both changed the culture of their organizations. It's 1 and 1A. I don't have a problem with either. I really wanted Mike Vrabel if it wasn't going to be Ben Johnson. So win-win. Great Bulls win. Bears, Bulls, and Hawks are all surprise teams this year in making Chicago sports fun to watch again. Here comes Phil, ready to stir the pot. What's going on? Even if Rodgers plays on Sunday, they better win. Agreed. I don't think anybody's poo-pooing that. I know the rating excites you, Guff. Let's keep it in perspective. Do some consistent winning, then you'll get more respect. I won't even answer. Winter meetings will be here in 2 weeks. Will the Cubs become the settlers as well or make serious moves to be World Series contenders? I do think they're in on a big picture. From there, I don't know. Am I willing to accept the best quarterback from the 2024 class as Drake May? Numbers speak for themselves. I'm okay with that right now. By the way, I don't care about that shit. Is Caleb Williams winning football games for the Chicago Bears and playing at a high level? I'm okay with that. I know Drake May leads the NFL in passing yards. He is a dude. I'm not even going to say looks like a dude. 20 touchdowns, 5 picks. He leads the NFL in yards. He's 4th in TDs, 5 picks, a rating of 113.12, which leads the NFL. You got to respect the hell out of that. Whereas Caleb's right there in the middle of the pack. But I don't know what we're trying to prove here. Would it shock me if the Chiefs don't make the playoffs? The team has definitely wet the bed when it comes to close games. Last year, they were dominant in those. Close games are tough. Last year, all the luck went their way. This year, not so much. It would not shock me right now. It's an uphill climb. They're 3 games back, I believe, when you look at the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs right now in the playoff picture, they're 9th. They are 5-5. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 6-4, but they beat the Chiefs, so they're really trailing them by 2 games. So they had a lot of work to do and not a lot of wiggle room. So no, it would not shock me. What's going on, Becky? Had my wine Sunday night after the Bears. I appreciate Becky waiting to treat herself rather than just drinking the wine during the game. Godfather, 5 home playoff games, football games with 2 top colleges, 1 person under contract after the season, and that cheap owner, El Cheapo, won't spend. Luxury tax way below. Don't stop being you. Very nice win for the Bulls last night. Hawks play the Calgary Flame tonight. McPucky, there's a lot of bets out there tonight. I had to contain myself here. Drop that knowledge, Godfather. Facts and truth. Ricketts' favorite time of the year. Everyone focuses on football, leaves him and his cheapness alone, not me. Jess, good test for the Bears on Sunday. Caleb will need to have quick release times and offense should run the ball more. However, Swift better keep that ball protected. Defense can't tackle, but will punch. Jess also adds, Godfather, you're doing the Lord's work. Keep holding Ricketts accountable. 0-run defense by the Steelers because Cam's old and Harmon's a rookie. Rodgers is too nervous in the pocket. If the Bears D pressures, he'll make more mistakes. However, if the reindeer plays, watch his eyes. He'll tell you exactly where he's thrown to. Yeah, I don't see the Mason Rudolph. You don't win that game. Godfather, hope everyone in the chat and you, Guff, are doing well. I'll never let up on that liar and cheapskate. Hoyer, a yes man. And Hawkins is worried about 2032. Again, be you. I think on Sunday, the Bears will finally be able to force an eviction from Rodgers and the Ravens will take the North. Compared to the Bears, the Steelers look pitiful. Phil Simms out here being the king of the trolls, even though, yes, Drake May is statistically the best quarterback in the league, says Nathan. It is. I guess it is to be you. You've really stepped up, Phil, and taken over that slot. You got to let us know. What are you a fan of, by the way? You're a fan of the Cubs. You keep ripping the White Sox for not filling their ballpark. I'm going to start ripping your ass for just continuing to pound the pavement and pay the price to sit and pack that stadium every year that you complain about. Bears are going to close out the season 2-5 if I had to take a stab at it. They'll beat the Packers once and beat the Browns. The rest, I think, are real tough games to win. They do have this number one strength of schedule in the NFL. I'm not going to sit here. I got them I got them winning 3 games. I do. I got them going 3-4. I think they beat the Steelers this weekend. Then I think they beat the Browns. I like the Pack. To me, they win 3. They get to 10-7. That's where I'm saying. I said it last week. I'm being consistent. Nathan, with this weekend up in the air for the Steelers, they might go 3-4, but man, oh man, is Darnell Washington a force. Let me calm your worries, Nathan. Darnell Washington is a force if he can catch the ball. His hands are terrible, worse than Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet's got good hands, by the way. Expect Washington to catch 50% of the balls thrown to him. I'll take my chances. I think why I choose Johnson over Vrabel in Coach of the Year is that Vrabel kind of had the edge as being a former Pat and knowing the culture he wanted to build and has that in ownership. I'll say this to back that up a little bit, Nathan. Vrabel was not a first-time head coach, and Ben Johnson was. And people wanted to see Ben Johnson see if he could make that transition from hot coordinator to head coach. A lot of times, and we've seen it in this town, flop, 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 flop. And it has not flopped with Ben Johnson. And in fact, you look at Detroit now, they've taken a step back. And Dan Campbell's grabbed the play sheet. It's a little bit different when you're making the decision to go for 4th and 2 and come up with the play call than to just make the decision and turn to Ben and say, call something. Ben had to come in as the new guy in town from the division opponent and say, I'm here now. And that is a taller task. Cards were stacked against Johnson way more than Vrabel and coming into the new head coach role and being successful. Agreed. How'd my bets go yesterday with the Cowboys? You know that Jerry's very excited. Remember, 5 for 1. I'll just say this. They're standing by, Phil. They're standing by, as has all the glasses have been here on the table all of November. For those of you following along, I know Kyle pounds the pavement with these bets of the day. Should be looking up. There's Kyle right here. It's 11-18, and the Bears are still in first place. Ben Johnson is the perfect coach for Caleb, and Ben is also tough but fair on him. Let's keep it going. Clyde, what's going on? Becky, the Thunder continue to keep winning. Very good victory for the Bulls last night. The team always plays tough, even if they don't get the results every time. Let's see what they do against Portland. Go Bulls. I did not have Duval being 6-4 and second in their division. Props to Liam Cohen's heel turn. You know what, Landon? That's fair. It looked like a catastrophic move at the time. The press conference was weird. He's actually done a really good job in Jacksonville. Becky treated herself last night at the Golden Corral. I believe around the 4 o'clock hour, Becky was getting the early bird special, and it sounds like she went to town. The next time we'll be at Hooters, that'll be December 9th in Aurora. Start to make your plans now to be with us. The show's at 8 o'clock. The show tonight, 8 o'clock. Cap, Tom Waddle, Olin Kreutz, they'll break down the Bears' big win over the Minnesota Vikings tonight at 8, live here on the channel. Make your plans to be with us. Make your plans to be with us at Hooters in Aurora in a couple of weeks. Keith, Caleb is still underwhelming with those many overthrows. That's fine. There's going to be people that, for whatever reason, just don't like him. Let him keep winning. Let him keep looking good in the fourth quarter. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to line him up and look at the yards and all that stuff at the end of the year, I want to look at wins and where he fits into the picture. He doesn't turn the football over at an alarming rate. And he's got a really good head coach. I'm really excited about Caleb Williams going forward. Blackhawks Calgary tonight at the UC. Does McPuckey have a goal line for us? Hope the Hawks can get another W tonight. Let's go Hawks. Do you guys realize that the Blackhawks are 15-3 against the spread this year? There's McPuckey's stat for you. 15-3. Now, you got to lay significant juice. I think it's minus 275 tonight if you're playing the puck line. Quite frankly, I like the Hawks to win the game tonight. Not going to be my bet of the day, but I like the Hawks to win the hockey game. There's my guy, Chef Paul. I miss him, man. I haven't seen you in too long, brother. What's with the state taking a tax of 50 cents on every bet I make? That's been a new, take a look, do a little Google search, Chef Paul. Illinois taking the rake now to all bets as another tax to go against us who like to lay a little stake. Clyde, happy birthday to your girlfriend. I know she's got a guest purse on the way. Not sure what else. Maybe dinner and some flowers. Kyle wants Aaron Rodgers to play as well. Otherwise, the national media will have a field day if the Bears win and he doesn't play. Go Bears. See, this is what happens. Is it Caleb Williams' birthday too? Becky's really good at this. Becky's really good at knowing when the Bears or when athletes have birthdays. Oh, yeah. It is Caleb Williams' 24th birthday. Here's a good stat from Larry Mayer, who does great work at ChicagoBears.com. Caleb Williams is the only player on the Bears' 53-man roster who was born on the same day the Bears played a game. On November 18th, 2001, they defeated the Bucs 27-24 in Tampa behind Jim Miller's 3 touchdown passes to Marty Booker. How about that? That's a little fun thing, a little fun nugget. Thanks, Becky, for pointing that out. Godfather, I've seen enough of Favre and Rodgers. Don't care if I ever see them again. That's fair. Jess, I'll say this. No one thought Tom Brady was going to be the GOAT after his first or second year in the NFL. Amen. Now, I'm not comparing Caleb to the GOAT, but patience, man. Look at how many interceptions Peyton Manning threw in his first. Look at how many interceptions Tom Brady threw in his first 4 years. Tom Brady. I don't think a lot of people go back and look at some of this stuff. First 4 seasons as a quarterback, he threw 52 interceptions. 52 interceptions. They were 48-14. There you go. Lip ripper. Bears just need to go 2-2 against the Lions and Packers. They probably make the playoffs. You're probably right. It is Iceman Williams, 18th. I love it. Sad to see the same old man with the white beard go down during the Steelers game and watch reindeer save the game. Clyde's girlfriend, Caleb Williams. Clyde, you better watch out. Make sure those two don't run into each other. Speaking of the Chiefs, how many more years do we see Kelsey playing? Guy has just seemed off all year. I don't know about off, but I could easily see him walking off into the sunset after this year. Absolutely could see it. Clyde, take her out to dinner at one of your Northwest Indiana Hooters locations. I'd say go to Portage. I'll bring the heat all damn day, Phil. Looking forward to seeing Football REKAP live tonight. I always love the analysis. Cap Olin and Tom provide. Take that. 8 o'clock tonight. We'll see you all there. Taking her to a Hooters before? I want to take her to a Roadhouse. Do that then. Clyde, look at the love your girlfriend's getting. How about a recap after the Hawks game? There's been a lot of talk about that. Rick. There's been a lot of talk. We tried it a couple of years ago. It never took off. Different team now. Different team. Not saying we could always hop on board and start it. All I ask of the chat and myself is to be consistent, and that goes for Cap too. Wow. Okay. I know Godfather and Cap have a rivalry. Something that could be settled one day at Hooters. Maybe Hooters, Aurora, December 9th, or O'Hare, January 6th. Great lunch specials. The OG wings, the boneless wings, the burger. If you want to watch yours, you can get a salad at Hooters. Yes, the chicken Caesar salad, part of the everyday lunch specials. The chicken strips and fries, of course, the shrimp and fries. It's all there for you. Many of the specials, $9.99 or less. The drink of the month is the original sangria, that really good, tasty red sangria. $6 for a 22-ounce glass. If you prefer the Big Daddy mug, that's fine too. The Michelob Ultra, the Modelo, the Dos Equis, the Bud Light. It's all there for you at Hooters. The best place, your football headquarters, by far. There's Maction tonight. Go to Hooters. Watch a little Tuesday night football. Log on your phone or your computer and watch Studio 41 Football Recap live tonight at 8 from a Hooters. That'd be great too. Hooters, original Hooters. Go to one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com to place an order. Have it delivered. Proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour. Jess. Don't worry, Godfather. My bank account's telling me to be consistent. Jordo's got a housing inspection tomorrow for a dog and cat. All right, Jordo. Who do I got with KU, Duke, and UK, Michigan State? I always feel like Michigan State early in the year struggles in these games and then just uses that as momentum the rest of the year. KU Duke's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go with John Shire. I think a tight game. John Shire and Duke tonight. I love it. You've been shopping for like a couple of weeks, Clyde. One thing not to get your girlfriend, Clyde, Cubs season tickets. Godfather, man, when you're on, dude, you're on. Jess, Caleb is a fourth quarter quarterback. Can't count him on anymore until the clock shows zero. It's great. It is great. Ellie, heard the White Sox are in on the Japanese third and first baseman. Do you think they're just there for now or in future Japanese players? And Pickett's got me 1 for 20 points in fantasy. There you go. Got a win with Pickens. Had a huge night. I think 8 for 144 and a tutty. I could see the White Sox being very much in on the Japanese players. They have been a Japanese destination before. I know they use Tadahito Iguchi now, who is a manager, I believe, of this player. It's about time that they actually dial into their own players, former players, use them as ambassadors. Lip Ripper throwing some lines out here. What do you got? I got a couple of things. I'm going to dance in the same pot as you, Lip. He's got the Hawks money line at even money. The Duke, Kansas, we already mentioned that, over 149, and the Rangers, Vegas, over 5.5 goals. I'm going to spend some time in that Rangers, Vegas game here in a minute. That a boy, Ellie. Chef Paul's been here. He's just obviously seeing that we're getting taxed with the 50-cent bets. Tom, can we get a recap on how broke Chicago is and how everyone's moving out of the city? Doubling property taxes to make up businesses, leaving is like throwing water on a grease fire. This news update from Tom G.I. I live in the city still, Tom. You can make a case for a lot of this across the board. All right, Clyde's girlfriend is getting a Steve Madden purse, Bath and Body Works Touch of Gold products, citrine earrings for his girlfriend. That's her birthstone, I believe, as he said on the show earlier this week. Going all out on her holiday, you, my friend Nathan. So you're saying first-year interceptions can't be taken as a sign if someone is going to have a bad career? Do I hear some potential calls for patience for J.J. McCarthy? Well, I can tell you this. Too many people give up on guys too soon now. Coaching matters. Kevin O'Connell's one of the best in the game. J.J. McCarthy's played not even, 6 games in his career? I'd say pump the brakes on saying J.J. McCarthy's a bust just yet. Bizarro Clyde. My counter is back on YouTube. Let's keep this a spell check free zone. Stay positive. Go Bears. Good to have you back. Good to have you back, Bizarro. Clyde's been to Hooters in Portage. Good for you, Clyde. Did you see the name on the water tower? Landon, Peyton Manning threw 100 interceptions his first 5 seasons. 100. Everybody needs to pump the... Do you think the Colts fans are ready to give up? Come on. Eric, I'm happy that Cap used my stat of the day yesterday regarding the 85 3-Bear defenders. I told you, Eric, right here on the show, that's probably going to be and I mentioned it to Cap. That's what it's a teamwork makes a dream work scenario, my friend. Jess, Nathan, remember Baker Mayfield collapsed in Cleveland, found new life in Tampa. If the team wasn't so banged up, could be a different story. How about Sam Darnold? There's a lot of former number 1 overalls. You forget sometimes. Coaching does matter. Erica's saying take her to Chicago cut. Erica, you and I think alike. There's another now there's Kyle pounding the pavement for Blackhawks recaps. The noise is getting louder, folks. Take her to 115 Bourbon Street in Marionette Park where I made my beer money debut. I was there that day with Landon. Take her to Texas de Brazil in Schaumburg. Look at everybody with a food suggestion. Come on, Cap. Hockey is actually good in Chicago again. No one's arguing with that. I said that as well. With Kelsey, I don't mean his play is off, but it seems his head is elsewhere. I mean, the number 1 pop star in the world did make an entire album about him, including a song about his you-know-what. My head would be elsewhere, too. You want to join the fam? There you go. There's the link. Become a member today. Like many of you, Cap and I going to pump a live Q&A later this week. Rick, how about an arm wrestling match between Cap and the Godfather or one of those crazy slap contests? I would be careful on that, man. Cap's looking good. Duke can put up some weight. I'd be careful in the slap contest with Cap. Phil says take her to Jordan's on Michigan Avenue. Or Nomi in the Park Hyatt. Phil lives in the high rent district. I'm bringing my posse to Hooters on January 6th, says Chef Paul. Be ready. I'm already ready for you, Chef Paul. I'll take you anytime, buddy. White Sox, definitely not going to happen. Phil, sit on your thumb. Stopped into Hooters Joliet and had my favorite cheeseburger. Always great service there. Nice, Godfather. I hope one day we get down there. Your White Sox have the Pope now. We have God. There you go. What more do we need? Clyde says he's a Sox fan and would take her and her kids to Comiskey Park for a White Sox game in 2026 on a family Sunday. Haven't been to Wrigley in many years. Maybe if Ricketts spends and makes a contender, I'll consider changing my stance. For people looking to leave Illinois, Florida is full. Yeah, I'm good. There's a lot of thoughts there. What? Cap would go to Florida.
Tonight.
Well,
Always will have a place here.
his brother lives there. I'm not flocking where everybody goes to Florida.
Where do you want to live? Portage?
No, but there's other places to live than the villages. Just saying.
I want heat.
There's plenty of heat. Sox have the Pope now. Of course, they will have decent offseason. We'll see. Kurt, will there be a big surprising signing by the Cubs this offseason? It depends on what you call surprising. I think Dylan Cease is in the mix. I'd be surprised if they had a big-time bat. Becky wants to know that Cap, she's a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar person too. That's great.
Love it.
What's Cap doing? This is the last day of Cap's 28th birthday, or 28th year. Erica says, happy early birthday to Cap. Tell Cap I'll be there for the Hawks post game if he does recaps. That's the fourth person in this particular program that's done it. Lip says, cook your girl a nice steak dinner. I like that. I think Lip's a romantic. The dude likes, he's talking about flowers, cooking her dinner. I know how Lip rolls. I think it's time for some of our favorite segments here on the program. You want to do dog of the day? I think we got a good one today. Let's get to dog of the day. Brought to you in partnership with Paws for Patrick, a nonprofit improving the mental health of young people through the comfort and connection of animals. Their emotional support animal and dog therapy dog program supports children, teens, and young adults living with mental health challenges. Today's dog of the day is Cassie. You can nominate your own dog by submitting their name and a photo in the comments for a chance to be featured. REKAPoffice@gmail.com. Send those to me at REKAPoffice@gmail.com. Support Pause for Patrick's life-changing mission by texting REKAP 25 to 44321. Help bring comfort, hope, and joy and unconditional love to young people nationwide. Learn more at pauseforpatrick.org. Cassie's a lean treater. Sweetest, friendliest, and most extroverted girl. You should know I'm a Muppet and she loves visiting kids and stuffed squeak dogs. Come on. To learn more about Cassie, click the QR code right there on your screen. And like I said before, I say it every day. Text REKAP 25 to 44321. $1, $2, $100, whatever you give, it matters. It's a cause near and dear to both Cap and I's heart. This is a pandemic, folks. Help kids get therapy dogs in some of the institutions in this country. PauseForPatrick.org, a charity that we have partnered with here at the REKAP. All right, you guys have set, I told you, I've kept the Aviators just right here. Yeah, just a fan of Cassie. I've kept the Aviators right here because we have been just a little bit on a heater on the bet of the day. So let's get to it. I had at least 3 hockey bets tonight that I liked. McPucky is on a bender. There are some real bets out there. I got 2. You guys know, usually when I give 2 bets, it's a mixed bag. You either go 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2. Okay, we got Maction. Let's start there. Bowling Green under the 24.5 team total. They're on their 4-string quarterback. The dude's 5'10", 185. He's a freshman. 5'10", 185. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They haven't scored more than 21 points in each of those 4 games. And now you're raising the bar to 24.5 against a Toledo team or an Akron team that actually plays decent defense. I don't understand how you can expect this kid to do much. He is not ready for this type of play. He's not ready. The funny part is Bowling Green's favored by 3. Akron's not getting any respect here. I'd flirt with the money line as well. I'm definitely taking the team total here. This team offensively can't move the football. They are banged up. Like I said, their 4th quarterback. I'm riding under 24.5's team total. Then it's on to the New York Rangers. Their money line. That's why I'm riding the 2 bets. That's why I'm riding the bets here. The New York Rangers are 9-1 on the road this season. They are 9-1 away from the barn, away from the garden. Listen to this split right here for the New York Rangers. They're 9-1 away from MSG. They're 1-7 at home. That is as crazy of a split as you could possibly imagine. They're 5-0 their last 5 road games. Vegas is a tough place to play for teams because you know why. The Strip. But I'm going to ride the Rangers. So, Lip, you like the over in that game. I like the Rangers to win that game. So I'm going to go both. The team total, Bowling Green, under 24.5, and the New York Rangers money line at plus 115. Kyle, keep on coming, man, because I know that you're loving this 6-1 stretch that we've had going forward. Oh, that's awesome, Kyle. And that's why we do it. That's why we partner with Pause for Patrick. Lip, I like it. I worry about the Vegas flu. I agree. That's what I just said. Tough barn to play in. But for whatever reason, this team knows how to play away from the garden. It doesn't make sense. And the trend will probably flip at some point. But if they're doing their rookie party, then all bets are off. I'm going to dance. If you're going to dance on the over, I'm going to dance. Time to bet against the... You could fade me. Fade the 6-1, Rick. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to apologize for it. They might be. We'll see. So there are 2 bets of the day. Little Maction. A 6-1 November has got us up to 7 games over for the year to date. I hate Vegas, the Knights too. I don't hate Vegas. I hate the Knights too. So there we go. There's our bets of the day. A lot to be desired here. A lot to be discussed. A lot going on the Hooters Lunch Hour. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, everybody. Little kind of a grimy day out here in the city. That's all right. Make sure to make your plans to be with us tonight for Studio 41, Football Recap Live, 8 o'clock tonight. Cap, Tom Waddle, Olin Kreutz. They break down the Bears' big win against the Vikings, and we look ahead to the Aaron Rodgers, maybe Steelers on Sunday. We'll have that for you and more. I'm Guff. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday at 12:30 on the REKAP Lunch Hour. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com, order.hooters.com. If you don't feel like cooking, slide by, pick it up on your way to go. Go Hawks. Big game tonight.